Team Yokohama now taking on Team Malaysia, who were involved in one of the most exciting games of the 3x3 Road to Mexico in Gurgaon here.
It is definitely getting faster, faster, faster here, and stronger, stronger, stronger also. We got Bogo, Leandro, Christopher and Ando, one of the strongest teams here, going against the Malaysian national team, who are also the fastest knockdown shooters also.
Well, yes, Team Yokohama is so good, so experienced, so professional. As a matter of fact, if you had watched the anthem closely, you would have recognized Leandro and Chris Brown from that article, from that anthem. Malaysia wasting no time in taking the ball to the rim, dropping the first basket over Yokohama, catching Yokohama off guard.
That was Heng Yi Tong, who just went over Christopher like he was nothing. Well, yes, Yokohama has to try and play the game with this big man here and trying to get that physical advantage, size advantage over the shorter Malaysian national team. And that's what's happening here. Yokohama are trying to do that. Oh, Malaysia, a threat from outside the arc. And Yokohama need to be mindful of this. Well, for the viewers at home, we are here at Ambience Mall, Gurgaon. Come over if you're just sitting at your house on a Sunday evening. Please come over to Ambience Mall, Gurgaon and witness all the greatness here.
Well, if Adarsh, as a matter of fact, continues to make such accurate predictions and keeps winning these dinner bets from me, he can even sponsor your meal for the evening. So please do come by Ambience Mall, Gurgaon and witness the 3x3 Road to Mexico, the first live FIBA accredited 3x3 international tournament in India.
Absolutely, the crowd is having fun here. If you're at home, please come here and watch the game. And also, let us know what you feel about the game on all our social media, Facebook, Twitter and Instagram at FIBA 3x3.
Well, excitement's a given when you have a player like Bogoljub Devrnja on court. He scored in double digits in both his games yesterday, the only player to do so. As a matter of fact, finished with the highest score of any player yesterday. He scored 22 points over 2 games. The first game he scored 10 points, and the second game 12 points. It's an absolute beast when it comes to 3x3.
Just to remind you of the rankings of these players in their countries, Leandro Souza de Silva in Brazil is the number 2 player and Christopher the number 2 player in US.
Well, that is obvious from the way they are playing also. I mean, such composure. They are very calm, very cool, very composed. They look a little rattled, but that's not the way. That's not true. It's just the way they play. They just play with so much aggression, so much passion, and so much care for the game. They want to win this bad.
Definitely, there you see Christopher down at the block. He's so strong, he could just push off 2 defenders and go down under the rim. So he here draws a foul and stands up at the free throw line. Yokohama currently at 3 and Malaysia at 5 with around 8 minutes to go in the game. And here Yokohama have a chance to pull down the lead of Malaysia, which Christopher misses.
Well, let's not underestimate how good Malaysia can be. They were involved in 2 really great games yesterday. They look a little undersized in front of Yokohama, but believe me, they are a force to reckon with when they start knocking down their shots.
Well, 2 of the main players on the Malaysian national team, that's Fong Yen Yi and Heng Yi Tong, have done a lot of damage to all the teams that they've played against with their size and speed and their range. Let's see what they get to do here against Yokohama. You see Fong Yen Yi taking those shots from behind the arc with such ease.
Well, Fong may be knocking down a bunch of 2-pointers here, but his game is where he exceeds best when he takes the ball to the rim there. Just like Chris Brown, they're getting those quick 1 point there.
It'll be funny if the DJ plays Chris Brown when Christopher Brown goes for a dunk. Fong Yen Yi is fouled by, sorry,
Well, I think that can be arranged. Let's see what I can do about that.
Heng Yi Tong here fouled by Ando. Well, Ando, the smallest man on the court here, has been so swift and fast in this game that he's been causing troubles for teams even yesterday, and he's brought that here today also in these knockout stages. Bogo at the free throw line trying to tie it up with 6 apiece if he makes this free throw with 6 minutes and 47 seconds to go in this game.
Bogoljub missing that shot and giving Ando a window of opportunity to knock down. Yokohama finally take the lead in this game,
You know,
going up 7-6.
I'd have anyone else shoot the two-pointer except Ando. I'm scared every time he pulls up from behind the arc, he's going to make it.
Well, it's interesting to note if you want anybody to shoot the two-pointer, you want Ando to shoot because he scored 10 points all of yesterday and every single one of those points came on a two-point shot. He knocked down 4 two-pointers in the first game and 1 in the second game, but didn't have to take much of a responsibility in the second game because Devrnja dropped 12 points.
Definitely, definitely. But one thing here for the Malaysian national team to take care of is the foul trouble. They're at foul number 5. They have a room of 1 more foul, but after which every foul will be awarded with 2 free throws as opposed to 1.
Well, and just as Chris Brown's back on court, we've got a song from Chris Brown. But they are not related in any way. They are not the same people, but they definitely seem to be bringing the same kind of excitement.
Definitely, I'd now love to see Christopher Brown go for it. There he goes with the ball. Gives it up to Bogo. Bogo to Leandro on the top. All right, Chris Brown. Oh, what are we saying? Chris Brown in the background and the music, and here we have Chris Brown jazzing it up from behind the arc.
Chris Brown lighting it up on the speaker and lighting it up on court. Like Adarsh mentioned, Malaysia need to be a little smart with their fouls here. They need to make sure they don't give too many or they will have trouble as they go along the game.
Well, I'll tell you what it is. The Malaysian national team doesn't want Bogo or Christopher to be having easy points from under the rim, which is why I think they've been fouling them to, not give away free baskets.
Well, that's a great strategy up until foul number 6, but post that becomes a bit of a challenge because every time you try and avoid a single point, you're effectively giving up 2 points.
There you see Heng Yi Tong with a beautiful, beautiful lay-in and stolen away back to Heng Yi Tong, who just moves out of Ando and gives a beautiful pass to Guantek Haw, who finishes up. Malaysia now at 8 with Yokohama at 11, and Christopher Brown is feeling it.
What an incredible move there by Heng Yi Tong. He's definitely held the boat steady in the face of them facing Yokohama. Now just down 3 points with a little less than 5 minutes to go in this third quarterfinal of the 3x3 Road to Mexico here at Ambience Mall, Gurgaon.
Back to what I was saying, what the Malaysian national team is trying to do here with Fong Yen Yi, who just had a hard foul on Christopher Brown because he was under the rim for a quick one. And they don't want him to do that. See, and it has come out, it has hurt them in number of fouls, but Christopher Brown has missed the free throw. So it goes back to putting the both teams in the same situation that they were before.
I agree with you. Yokohama have been a little rusty from the free throw line, but let's not forget this is the team that can knock down the shot from anywhere on the court. So, putting them on the free throw line may be smart when they are struggling, but if they start knocking down their free throws, I think Malaysia will be in a little bit of a trouble.
Malaysian national team also are trying to counter with their speed and trying to pass the ball. Like you saw Tong throwing up the ball, driving in and kicking the ball out, and trying to have Christopher and Leandro work for it, or Bogo work for it.
Agreed, Adarsh. As a matter of fact, that's where the experience of Yokohama comes through. You know, they played with each other for so long. They understand the way each other move. They understand where they're going to be before they even get there. So, and of course, the Malaysian national team, all these 4 players play for the 5x5 national team.
Okay, it's 7 seconds on the clock. Wow. Wow. Heng Yi-tong had the best moves here, and I don't think Heng Yi-tong realizes that Christopher now has to go for 2 free throws, because now Yokohama are in bonus.
That was a good hard foul as a matter of Heng Yi-tong, but like we mentioned earlier and like Adarsh mentioned, this can be potentially dangerous considering every time they commit a foul, Yokohama go to the free throw line for 2 free throws.
Well, you see, I think they come with the mindset of having, doing the intentional foul. You're not allowed to hug the other player. You cannot. No matter how much you love him, you can't hug him. It's an unsportsmanlike foul, which is why they had 2 free throws. And do they get the ball also? Yes, they do get the ball also.
Well, that's kind of strange, right? I mean, on the court I can't hug him because it's an unsportsmanlike foul, but off the court I'm supposed to hug him because, well, that's what sportsmanship is all about. I find that a little bit strange, but it is the truth. It is the reality.
Well, I'm so excited to see Heng Yi-tong with the ball. It's just so exciting to see him go for the ball every time. I think that's a shot clock violation.
I'm surprised that he hasn't really had a great highlight move so far in the tournament. He's, like you said, extremely energetic player. He's electric, as a matter of fact. I really would like to see him go away from this tournament with at least 1 play in the top 5 plays.
The referee trying to understand, or make the player understand the check ball. Oh, what a shot by Ando. I told you, Ando should not be allowed to take a shot from behind the arc. Oh man, is he dangerous from behind the arc.
Ando doing what he's doing best, making his living, making his money and earning his numbers from beyond the 2-point arc. Bogoljub now facing up defensively.
There goes the shot for Heng Yi-tong. That puts Malaysia at 10 and Yokohama at 14. Well, you know what? I think the Malaysian national team is not gonna let go of those free shots from under the rim. I think they're still gonna foul them and make them work from the free throw line.
Absolutely. I mean, if they can keep knocking down shots and keeping the game close, I think that strategy continues to work for them because Yokohama have kind of struggled from the free throw line here, so Malaysia can take that risk.
Well, the problem is that they can do that for only 2 more fouls, post which, from the foul number 10 onwards, Yokohama are going to get the free throws and the ball. So that strategy is not going to be played anymore after that. But on the screen you see is Bogo, who is the most experienced player here on the court. Number 7 in white for Yokohama is Bogo, who just checked out.
Well, Bogo, the highest scorer of day 1 with 22 points, 10 in the first, 12 in the second game. It's an absolute terror for opponents in the paint and from outside as well.
Well, Heng Yi-tong is feeling it for sure. He feels like he's in the zone. He's just a heat check shot on Christopher Brown. We see Ando rolling out because he's injured on the court.
Well, that's definitely not a good sign for Ando and for Team Yokohama. Hoping that Ando steps up, and he's limping pretty hard there. But while that limp is pronounced, doesn't look like it could be a serious injury. I think it could come back.
Well, now Ando is subbed out for Bogo, which doesn't seem like a huge injury, so thank God for that. And now we have Bogo, Christopher and Leandro on the court for the Yokohama team from Japan.
Bogo absolutely muscling his way into that inside there. Malaysia will now have to continue to take a ton of 2-point shots to make this a little closer. I think they knock down 1 shot and they bring it closer, and then they can take it a little easy. But and like as you mentioned, that foul trouble is definitely going to come and hound them in a bit.
Yeah, I think that's where they might fall short, but you never know with the speed, agility, and the range of Fong Yang Tong here. We Malaysian national team could do it.
Well, they knocked down two two-pointers and they're already down. Then they'll be down just 1 point. So, and that's the beauty about 3x3 here. You can close the game in so quickly. A wild shot there by Heng Tong, hoping to find a Hail Mary shot go in for him.
Here's Christopher Brown from behind the arc for 2 points. Just rattles out of the rim. And here's Tong again with a wild shot, one after another. Let's hope that his heat check is positive the next time.
Well, they better start knocking down shots. We have just a little over 2 minutes left. They're down 6. And
Wow, Leandro with a sweet block on Fong Yan Yi.
Leandro slipping up a bit there. Tong still not being able to find the bottom of the net with their shot. He's on court now with Tech and Fong.
Well, whatever strategy that is that the Malaysian national team has now. A timeout taken by Yokohama. Well, we're back in action with that quick timeout for Yokohama that puts the ball in the hands of Leandro, who is the top 3 player from Brazil in FIBA 3x3. Here's Bogo with a shot from over the top. Oh, Heng Tong has finally found the bottom of the net, and could this be the momentum that they needed here?
Well, quickly with that shot, the deficit's now down to 4. Just over a minute and a half left. There's a very, very good possibility. If they knock down one more shot, I think this makes the game really tight for Yokohama. Yokohama also now inching towards that penalty area. They're already with 5 fouls. So they also need to be careful with the way they play.
Oh wow, that goes to show how physical this game is. And there was a fight under the rim with Tech Hua and Christopher Brown.
Smart defensive play there by Tech, pulling the chair from under Chris Brown, like they say. Not allowing him to grab that ball as soon as Bogoljub throw it in.
Well, we only have a minute and a half to go here in the game with Malaysia trailing by 4 points. How quick could 4 points be scored, Jonathan?
Well, historically in FIBA 3x3, we've seen 4 points being scored in about 10 to 12 seconds.
Heng Tong just throws up a ball out after the foul on court and makes the circus shot, but which won't count. And that's how quick you could make 4 points. You could make 4 quick points in a blink of an eye, I'm sure.
As a matter of fact, when you knock down the shot, you steal the next pass and you score again. And I think that could be even less than 3-4 seconds.
Well, I can't tell you how much action is to come in the next 1 minute as Malaysia fights to get the ball from Yokohama and hopefully make 4 points to draw this game up before the time ends. Well, they're going with the same strategy now. They've fouled once more under the rim. That puts Leandro to the free throw line. Well, they have one more foul to do that, after which Yokohama will get 2 free throws and position also. Well, that might not work out here because Leandro has made his first shot that puts Yokohama at 17 and Malaysia at 12. Here goes the second free throw. Oh, that's a sweet shot by Leandro. Now Malaysia is down 6 with about a minute to go. And Heng Tong has something in his mind. Unable to finish that shot. Steals the ball from Bogo. Just almost. Bogo gets it back and kicks it out to Christopher Brown, who's given a cheeky pass to Bogo under the rim. And there you go, another foul. It counts and goes against the intent of the Malaysian national team.
Well, Bogo bellowing there. Unhappy with the way Young Tong's handling him under the rim, but the fact of the matter is that it's not easy managing Bogoljub under that rim. I mean, this guy is a beast when it comes to being closing out games with his play close to the rim.
Well, Malaysian national team needs to get this rebound to stay alive in this competition, also in this game.
Well, Bogoljub had the opportunity to clean out that game there, missing both his free throws though. It's been the story for Yokohama, struggled from the free throw line, yet find themselves up 7 points with just over 30 seconds left to go.
Bogo wanted to quickly finish the game, but just falls a little short in doing that, which accidentally hits the cameraman behind the court. You see, this game is so action-packed right now. We have 30 seconds to go. And there's a block by Christopher Brown on Hangi Tong.
Well, he saw that shot coming a mile away. He knew that Malaysia need those 2-pointers as Leandro brings them closer to the final whistle.
Well, here's a chance for Yokohama to close it out. Gives the ball to Leandro, who goes for a tough shot and makes it, falling away from the three-point line.
Just 5 seconds off the final whistle. Yokohama wrapped the game up 22-12, effectively knocking Malaysia's national team out of this 3x3 Road to Mexico tournament.
You know, usually quarterfinal games are usually the most difficult games, and it's good we had the win this game. We know that team from before. We played some tournament in Malaysia, in Penang. We don't know them from before. They are quick, so fast, and they're shooting ultra outside. But we are a little bit bigger. Sometimes it's so difficult for us, you know, not so easy.